Hello, I'm contestant 7545, and today I'm going to be making a classic coffee cake quick bread. To begin, I'm going to preheat the oven to 350, and now I am going to wash my hands. Now that I have washed my hands and put gloves on, I'm going to start preparing my pan by spraying it with oil and dusting it with some flour. Now that I have prepared my pan, I'm going to set this aside and start with my streusel topping. In this bowl, I'm going to add in a half a cup of flour, a half a cup of sugar, along with a teaspoon of cinnamon and 4 tablespoons of diced unsalted butter. Now I am going to mix it in with my fingers. Start off with my coffee cake batter. I'm going to add in 2 cups of flour into the mixing bowl, a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, another teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. Now that I have mixed in all my dry ingredients, I'm going to start with my wet ingredients. In this bowl, I am going to add in a cup of sour cream. I'm also going to add in 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, and as well as a half a cup of vegetable oil. Now I'm going to combine it all together and then mix it in with my dry ingredients. Now that I have finished mixing in my wet ingredients, I'm going to combine my wet and my dry. Once the batter is done, I'm going to add in half of the batter into my prepared cake tin. Now that I have poured in half of my batter, I'm now going to top it off with half of my streusel topping. Now that I have my streusel topping in, I am going to pour in the remainder of my batter into the pan. Now that I have finished adding in the rest of my batter, I am going to top it off with my streusel topping. Now I'm going to swirl the streusel into the cake batter using this knife. Now that the oven has finished preheating, I am going to place the cake into the oven and bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes. See you guys in 30 to 35 minutes. Now that it's all done baking, I'm going to take it out of the oven and allow it to cool on the table. Now that it is completely cooled, I'm going to cut a slice to see the overall quality of my cake.